How powerful would AF transformations be with Omnigod power? Before we start, let's make one thing clear. For this video, I'll be using the power scaling established by Dragon Ball News, specifically from the Supreme SSJ20 saga and the Dimensional Tournament saga. With that out of the way, let's jump right in. Let's start by breaking down the power of Goku AF using the early Omnigod forms. Because let's be honest, it's no surprise that Goku AF would be way stronger using Omnigod than the version we saw in Anime War. And as usual on this channel, let's use one of the strongest versions of Goku, Takama Saga Goku. I believe that with Omnigod Phase 1, this version of Goku would be around SSJ5 level. That means far above Mystic 1, but still below Mystic 2. And pay close attention here, because throughout this video, we'll mostly be comparing Omnigod forms versus Mystic forms. Now, as we saw in the first episode of Anime War, Omnigod Phase 2 Goku had power comparable to Saitama in his God mode. So if Goku AF trained and mastered this form, just like Anime War Goku did, he would easily surpass Saitama's God mode, the 12 gods of destruction, and even their angels. At this level, he would completely outclass Universal Super Saiyan Blue, even a fusion using Universal Blue, and he would leave both the Grand Priest and the Old Grand Priest far behind. Because of that, I'd place Omnigod Phase 2 way above Mystic 2, but still slightly below Mystic 3. Although at this point, the gap between them becomes much smaller. Omnigod Phase 3. Now let's move on to Omnigod Phase 3. At this stage, Goku unlocks Omnipotence, breaking the second seal of the Omnigod power. Now, like I said earlier, I'm using Dragon Ball News as a reference, but not following it 100% strictly. With that in mind, I'd say Omnigod Phase 3 is around SSJ10 level, or slightly below it. At this point, Goku AF would have the exact same level of power as a hypothetical Anime War Goku with this form. Why? Because once a being reaches omnipotence, Omnigod Phase 3 grants equal power across users, placing them on the same tier. So it's safe to say, Omnigod Phase 3 completely surpasses Mystic 3, SSJ9, even SSJ9 at full power. Omnigod Phase 4. Now here's an interesting question. What's stronger, Unstable Mystic 4 or Omnigod Phase 4? Honestly, I'd go with Omnigod Phase 4, and let me explain why. Earlier, we established that Omnigod Phase 3 is just below SSJ10, while Mystic 3 is far below SSJ10, and even below half-powered SSJ9, assuming all forms are from the same saga. So naturally, Omnigod Phase 3 is already way above Mystic 3, and if that pattern continues, then Omnigod Phase 4 should also surpass Mystic 4. Now, as we saw in the Dimensional Tournament saga, Vegeta mentions that Omnigod power is nearly as efficient and powerful as Mystic power. This suggests something very important. Omnigod might be slightly stronger, but Mystic is far more efficient. Why? Because Mystic energy can be combined with Celestial energy, Infernal energy, artifacts like the Celestial Core or the Super Dragon Balls. So overall, Mystic energy has way more versatility. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Omnigod can't do these things. We just haven't seen it yet. Hopefully, Dragon Ball News gives us something like Dragon Ball AF x Anime War 2, where we see Omnigod combined with Celestial energy, or the Celestial Core. And if that happens, I'll definitely make a video about it, so make sure to like the video if you want to see that. Now, I used to think that Unstable Mystic 4 was stronger than Omnigod Phase 4, but after the Dimensional Tournament saga, power scaling changed drastically. That said, this only applies to Unstable Mystic 4, because I still believe Balanced Mystic 4 or Unstable Mystic 4 plus Kaioken would still be stronger than Omnigod Phase 4. Also, Mystic 4, even in its unstable form, has one huge advantage. It keeps growing stronger over time, something Omnigod forms don't seem to have. So in a long fight, Mystic 4 would eventually win. Omnigod Phase 5. Now let's talk about Omnigod Phase 5, a transformation that goes beyond anything we've seen in Dragon Ball Super or Anime War. I'd place it far above a Mystic 4 fusion, around the level of full power Mystic 4, but still below unstable Mystic 5. At this level, Goku would easily destroy True Form Xeno, Archon, True Form Grand Priest. Now you might be wondering, why is Omnigod Phase 5 below unstable Mystic 5? Simple. Mystic 5 isn't a normal transformation. It's the highest level a mortal can reach without divine intervention. And on top of that, even in its unstable form, Mystic 5 grows insanely fast, fast enough to keep up with Takama. And honestly, I don't think Omnigod Phase 5 could replicate that feat. Omnigod Phase 6. Now let's move on to Omnigod Phase 6. This form combines the power of the evil Supreme Kai's Omnigod energy and SSJ5 as a base. And here's the big question. Can SSJ5 even handle all of that? Personally, I think it can. If we look back, many transformations already stem from SSJ5, SSJ10, and even Mystic 5, so Omnigod Phase 6 is definitely possible. In terms of power, I'd place it around unstable Mystic 5 level, meaning it would easily surpass full power Mystic 4, SSJ Omega, even SSJ 16. And honestly, a fight between SSJ 16 with all hell powers and Omnigod Phase 6 would be absolutely insane to watch. Now we move on to my personal favorite, SSJ 7 combined with Omnigod power. So, how strong would this form be? Would it finally surpass Mystic 5? Honestly, no. Even though Omnigod Phase 7 would massively surpass unstable Mystic 5, it would still be light years away from perfect Mystic 5. That said, I do think Omnigod Phase 7 could defeat Takama in his first appearance. And just imagine the chaos of a fight between Omnigod Phase 7 versus Beast Takama. They would have likely destroyed the second existence entirely. And since Omnigod doesn't have abilities like Mystic 5, such as creating realities or entire existences, the outcome would be completely catastrophic. Now, imagine if Omnigod Phase 7 had appeared in the Dimensional Tournament. It would easily be one of the top 4 finalists, with power comparable to the strongest fighters there. And if it had also received the primordial power boost like the other semi-finalists, then it would reach Mystic 5 without any problem. But yeah, enough speculation. Let's move on to the next transformation.
Omnigod Phase 8. Now let's move on to Omnigod Phase 8. To be honest, I think this transformation would be extremely difficult to achieve, mainly because of how unstable Goku's body would become. But putting that aside, let's talk about its power. In my opinion, Omnigod Phase 8 would be on the same level as Mystic 5 or negative Super Saiyan 10. However, both of those forms have a key advantage. They constantly grow stronger over time. Because of that, in a real fight, Omnigod Phase 8 would eventually lose to either one. It would only be able to compete during the first few moments of the battle. But what do you think? Would you scale Omnigod Phase 8 at Mystic 5 level or slightly above it? Let me know in the comments. Omnigod Phase 9. We're getting close to the end of the video, so if you're enjoying it, make sure to drop a like and leave a comment. It really helps a lot. Now, how strong would Omnigod Phase 9 be? Honestly, I'd place it far above a Mystic 5 fusion. In fact, I'd say it's around the level of Mystic 5 Gogeta. Yeah, it's that powerful. And here's why. We're talking about something built on top of Super Saiyan 9, a transformation that's incredibly adaptive to any type of energy. Super Saiyan 9 is basically like a new base form for Goku and Vegeta at that level. And that's exactly why Omnigod power would be perfectly compatible with Phase 9. In fact, if you remember the Dragon Ball News fanfic about Supreme Super Saiyan 20, there's a statement saying that Supreme Super Saiyan Omnigod is very similar to Super Saiyan 9, not just in appearance, but also in how the power works. And that's exactly why the gap between Phase 8 and Phase 9 is so massive. Omnigod Phase 10. And now we finally reach Omnigod Phase 10. This would be Super Saiyan 10 combined with Omnigod power, plus the full release of Omnipotence. Now, how would a transformation like this even work? Originally, I was planning to make a full video just about Omnigod Phase 10 because there's a lot to talk about. But for now, I'll keep it as short as possible so it fits into this video. That said, if you want a full deep dive, like the one I did for negative Super Saiyan 10, let me know in the comments and I'll make it happen. Maybe we can even turn it into a short fanfic. How would Omnigod Phase 10 be created? There are basically 3 possible ways this form could exist. Method 1. Perform the classic Super Saiyan 10 ritual, but instead of using Super Saiyan 5 users, you use Omnigod Super Saiyan 5 users. This would result in something like an Uezaru with Omnigod power plus Forbidden power, and the Omnigod energy might actually help Goku control the Forbidden power better. Method 2. First, obtain Super Saiyan 10 through the original ritual, then infuse it with Omnigod power afterward. But to do that, you'd need an insane amount of Omnigod energy. Method 3, the most extreme, only beings with massive Omnigod power could make this happen. We're talking about entities like True Form Xeno or Omnigod Gogeta. But there's a catch. They would have to sacrifice themselves, giving all their power and essence to Super Saiyan 10. Consequences of Omnigod Phase 10. Now, what would be the consequences of this form? Honestly, I think Omnigod power would help stabilize Super Saiyan 10, at least to some extent. If you remember the Supreme Super Saiyan 20 fanfic, Xeno was able to keep Goku alive and prevent his soul from being destroyed by the Forbidden power. Because of that, Omnigod energy could potentially protect Goku's soul, as long as he never reverts back. Power level. So, how strong would Omnigod Phase 10 actually be? Personally, I'd place it around Mystic 6 level, but what do you think? Where would you scale this form? Let me know in the comments, I'll be reading them. So, what did you think about the video? I actually promised this second part about Omnigod AF transformations almost 2 years ago, this time covering Super Saiyan 9 and Super Saiyan 10. And since I've been catching up on all my pending videos, I finally brought it to the channel. Now let me ask you something else. Would you like a video where I combine mystic forms plus Omnigod power? This time, I promise I won't take 2 years. Let's aim for 1,000 likes and I'll make it happen. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and help push the video so YouTube recommends it to more people. It really helps the channel a lot. Also, make sure to follow me on all my social media. I'm imitablecarp, and I'll see you in the next one.